you know about it because it's grabbed national attention. Because it's going to, the Democrats use the courts. That's one of the tools in their toolbox. When they can't win at the ballot box, they run to the courts. So they stack the courts with all these liberal justices, these activist judges, and they try to win that way.
Is that too much air?
Important because the legislature
All right, now, but it might be later.
It's probably going to be too loud. Should I put it up?
Wisconsin.
I don't know why you have it down the way.
So that's kind of divided there, but a lot of the stuff that's enacted by the GOP legislation is going to end up being challenged in the state Supreme Court, and that's why the conservatives have got them in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, are you ready for a little change of pace here, Sheriff Clark?
Sure.
So, those of you who have listened to us interview Sheriff Clark,
Why I can't read the radio?
That his
I don't know either.
was the great Frank Clark. Right?
What time is it?
It is
Tight end for the Dallas
9:50.
Cowboys. A terrific athlete in the 60s and but he's been in the 60s and 70s.
9:50?
Yeah.
Yeah, 60 to 68.
Yeah, but he's a terrific athlete. And you're a big Dallas Cowboy fan. Mike McCarthy, after 5 years, a head coach, had a very disappointing final season. And they've named a new head coach, Brian Schottenheimer, the son of the great Marty Schottenheimer. Are you optimistic or pessimistic about your team, the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, I have to be optimistic, and here's why. Look, my problem has always been with the owner, Jerry Jones, but they're not going to be able to change the owner. I liked the job that McCarthy did. I thought they'd re-sign it, but it didn't work out. But my take on Schottenheimer is this: hey, the guy deserves a chance. He deserves a chance to fail. If that's what's going to happen. And I don't know that that's going to happen. So, it caught me by surprise when that selection was made. I said, wait a minute, what? I mean, we all know the Schottenheimer name, but Brian was never mentioned as a leading candidate for any head coaching job anyway. So it came out of nowhere. But the fact is, they were banged up last year. They had key players out for a lot of the season. But it's a team to see the healthiest to have the most successful season. So I'm optimistic because I want to give the guy a chance. A new vision wise. The drafts haven't been that well. It wasn't McCarthy. When I say, they got rid of him, and yeah, he had a bad year. Is what I mean by what.
With Dak Prescott was injured.
He missed most of the season. The line was always in flux, the offensive line, and so you didn't have the coaches in there. These games, as you know, Michael, are one up front and one in the trenches, offensive line, defensive line, and they didn't have the horses to win on either side of the ball, really. So, yeah, I'm optimistic because I don't like the alternative. I don't want to go into this season pessimistically.
Well, you're surprised as I was at how thoroughly the Philadelphia Eagles stomped the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
I was shocked. I didn't think Kansas City was unbeatable. Well, in these moments, these big moments like this, they always find a way. But they got bulldozed. They got bulldozed up front. I said these games are won in the trenches. Philly's defensive line controlled the line of scrimmage. Their offensive line gave Hurts all the time that he needed. I know Saquon only had 50, 60 yards, but at the same time, their lines wasn't able to penetrate the Eagles' front to put pressure, whereas the defensive line on the Eagles had Mahomes under pressure.